Hey, welcome back to the channel. This week's video is gonna be short and sweet, and it's gonna be on my 93 Grand Cherokee that we call Goldy. This video is going to be on the 93 Grand Cherokee we purchased for 200 bucks a few years ago. We purchased the Grand Cherokee for the fuse box underneath the hood. For my first Grand Cherokee, that we had a little fire incident under the hood. So this Jeep sat for a couple, 3 years before my brother decided to start building it. Like most of our projects, we started with a very little budget. So the Grand Cherokee started with 31s, scratch that. The Grand Cherokee started with a budget lift. It was XJ lift springs in the front. Then we took the front springs and moved them to the rear and did a JK longer control arms on the bottom to get the lift that you actually see today. All the goodies on this Jeep are mostly in this region right here. This front axle has most of the money. The budget on this Grand Cherokee is mostly in the front axle and the long arms in the front. Sticking with the front, these are the lift springs I was talking about that my brother bought. They're XJ lift springs. Aftermarket shocks, get a little longer travel. I did add these spacers, the JKS spacers. They're adjustable. Not sure if I'm a big fan of those. We got a Torx locker, stock gears yet. We did go with some bigger U-joints, but stock axle shafts. On the front here, it is all trussed from Iron Rock. And we do have the Iron Rock track arm, adjustable, double adjustable. Up here, we got a drop pitman arm with the drag link and the tie rod, which is custom for WJ with Heims on each end from Trail Forge. It's gusseted. There's a custom lengthened drive shaft from a local off-road shop here in southern Minnesota. We got the long arms from Iron Rock. We did the Iron Rock frame stiffener. These are custom rock sliders that we made. They're from a Ford F-150, these step sides. We cut them up, shortened them, and made them fit on this Grand Cherokee. And man, did they take a beating. I really don't like how low they are, but they take the abuse for just being some cheap step sides off a full-size truck. And we have beat the crap out of these things against the rocks, and they're still holding strong. Up front here, it is all stock drivetrain. We haven't done one thing to it. You know, just the normal maintenance, the plugs and wires, occasional oil change. We put these hood pins in because we did shorten the front up. The front is a Jeep Liberty 2015, I want to say. We kind of cut it up, made it fit. The reason I did this, if you look at my other ZJ here, we would smash the heck out of these marker lights out in the woods. And these headlights are just straight trash. So therefore, the Goldy Project got the special look. I do like round headlights. I do like square headlights, but I'm loving this look. So we shortened the front end. I think it was like 2 inches. We cut up the front uniframe bumper, tucked in this free bumper that we had on another off-road vehicle. Kind of tied in some fenders. The fenders got a beating out in the woods as well. So we just made some cheap tube fenders. And by the way, you can find all these videos on this build on the channel. So make sure you check those out as well. All right, let's get under this powerhouse under here. Nothing to see. This is all stock. The only upgrade we did in here is we did the Jeep cables from jeepcables.com, and that's night and day. You wouldn't think just upgrading your cables would be that big of a difference, but for like $130, you can't go wrong. So for stock drivetrain, this Grand Cherokee gets around. I follow built buggies with this Jeep Grand Cherokee. Up front, these toe points here, this bracket is actually from Kevin's Off-Road, and I don't believe you can buy it anymore, but man, does it work. We have yanked on these toe points quite a bit. The latest mod we have done on the Grand Cherokee is, it is summer. I don't know if you can tell, but I am sweating profusely. It is 90 degrees and humid out today, but these half doors are pretty rad. We just cut up the stock door, used the existing latch, and voila. Got sweet cup holders, and the half doors just work. Are we gonna put half doors in the back? Really not sure yet. I have children, so I don't really want the kids hanging out the half doors if I build half doors in the back. But in the future, I foresee myself cutting some half doors back there. These wheels are off a minivan. We put spacers on there, it's a 1-inch spacer, and they're sitting on some clapped out Federals 37s by 17s. And they have been siphoned or cut, you might want to say, for a little bit more life out of these 37s. But look at the difference. Moving on to the back. Like I said earlier, we haven't done anything back here besides putting the JK lower control arms in. Those guys right there. These are the stock coils and they are garbage. This Jeep has a bad gangster lean when you take corners. Part of it, there's no sway bar. The other part is that these coils on the rear are originally from the front and they are hot garbage and they need to be replaced. But I do want to stretch this thing. I want to stretch the Grand Cherokee another 4 inches about right here. So therefore we're gonna have to make or purchase. I got a little insight on what we can do for some long arms in the back. That's gonna cost a little, and we have to relocate the gas tank. But as you can see, the back half of this Grand Cherokee is all rotten on the floor back here. So we would have to make a custom wheel well. The back hatch is barely hanging on. We've already replaced this one. That one isn't much better. So do we steal this one and put on there? Or do we remove it and start building this thing more as an off-roader and more of a buggy? The later we make it, the more capable it will be, and I only use it off-roading. So that's pretty much a wrap on this Grand Cherokee. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you check out the videos that we have out in the woods, out in the trails, and see this thing at work. Because like I said before, it just works. I don't know how, and I don't know why these Grand Cherokees are, I mean, they're a lot popular than they used to be. But these things, for a couple, here, let me start over. For $100, I purchased this one. For $100, you can go out in the woods and go wheeling today, just the way it is right now, and you will be surely surprised. That's what happened with my first Grand Cherokee, and this is my second or third, don't remember, but it is morphed into this and it gets around. So I hope this encourages you guys to bust out the wallet, spend a couple $100, buy yourself a cheap Jeep. Might morph into something like this one's not done, this one's not done, and you can just have fun with them and go off-roading. Make sure you subscribe. Check out future videos on the Grand Cherokees. This one has a special place in my heart, so I hope we can do some future mods on this. If not this one, we are going to be putting a budget lift on the cheap $100 Jeep. So just follow us along on the journey of the Jeep life. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time.